Okay, so this is Saturday, December 6th. This is the online sutra recitation group meeting for our last time in 2025. And today we're going to be reading, in this session, we're going to be reading the Noble Great Vehicle Sutra, the questions of the Naga King Sagara, and also 2 chapters from the Lotus Sutra, which are, the Bodhisattva Myozon, wonderful sound, and also the past affairs of the king. Wonderful. Let's see, what is his name? Of course, we'll get to it eventually. What is this? King One. No, is it Wonderful Adornment? I don't know. We'll get to it in a moment. Okay, but first, we will recite the mantra for purifying speech, and then the sutra. What is it? The mantra for purifying speech, the sutra opening verse, and then we'll read the names of individuals that we want to, especially dedicate the practice to. Oh, so I have to share my screen. Oh yeah, we should do the. We'll actually start with the evening bell chant. You can see the screen, right, Elizabeth? It's black, but yeah, okay. Sorry, I think I didn't share the screen properly. Let me try it again. Second time, I'll get it right. Yeah, there it is. Share sound. Good. Let's read the names first. Actually, let's see. Here we are. Do you have anyone you want to add, Elizabeth?
Okay. Can we add Jean, spelled Jean, and Bill, Eill?
Bill.
Uh-huh.
Jean
Yeah.
and Bill. Okay.
Thank
And of
you.
course, Cynthia, if you wanted to add anybody, you'd be welcome to do so as well. So we dedicate the merit from this practice to all sentient beings, and especially to the following individuals: Zen Master Degak, Zen Master Muhan Shim, Marta Potenzieri, Kosin, Farouk, Carolyn Solomon, Tiffany Horton Stevenson, Chelsea Stevenson, Kaya Horton, Heather Smith, Deborah Day, Becky Leventon, John Goebel, Claire Anton, Matthew Tiger, Ronnie, Yvonne, Carol, Lloyd's friend, Andrew Perrine, AJ's cousin, Fatima Khan, Miss Julie, Miss Julie's dad, Tom Cockle, Ron Murray, Jean, and Bill. May all beings benefit from our practice. The mantra for purifying speech: Jongguop Jinon, Suri Suri Mahasuri Susuri Sabaha, Suri Suri Mahasuri Susuri Sabaha, Suri Suri Mahasuri Susuri Sabaha. And the sutra opening verse: the supreme Dharma, profound and wondrous, is rarely encountered, even in myriad kalpas. Being able to hear and uphold it now, I yearn to understand the Tathagata's true meaning. Okay. Oh yeah, it's in the same. And so we'll begin. Let's see, format this to about 95%. All right, that maybe make it even bigger. The Noble Great Vehicle Sutra, the Questions of the Naga King, Sagara. Thus have I heard. At one time, the Buddha was residing within the ocean in the realm of the Naga King, Sagara. It was in the palace of the Naga King, Sagara, and that magnificent Bodhimanda, that 7,500 great bhikshus and a great assembly of bodhisattvas and mahasattvas, all of whom had attained great wisdom, assembled from the worlds of the 10 directions. Also present there were hundreds and thousands of Nayutas of Sakra, Brahma, the guardians of the world, etc., gods, Nagas, Yakshas, Gandharvas, Asuras, Garudas, Kimnaras, Maharagas, and more also gathered at the assembly. Then the Blessed One, seeing that the assembly in its entirety were present, spoke to the Naga King Sagara. Lord of Nagas, the state of this world has been shaped by the various kinds of karma, which are, in turn, conditioned by a variety of deluded thoughts. Various minds give rise to various karmic effects. Lacking this understanding, one takes rebirth in different courses of existence. Lord of Nagas, consider all the various forms of the beings that are present here in this ocean, all the diversity of beings that exist here. Lord of Nagas, the forms of all these beings are in such variety due to the diversity of their previous engagement in virtue and non-virtue, through the activities of their body, speech, and mind. All kinds of karma arise from the variety of mental delusions. While the mind gives rise to forms and appearances, it is illusory and ungraspable. Lord of Nagas, All these forms, as well as all phenomena, are originally unborn and have no owner. They are without self and free from obscurations. Being a variety of production formed by whatever karma has been accumulated, they are merely illusory appearances and inconceivable. Lord of Nagas, should a bodhisattva know all phenomena are unborn, unceasing, having neither forms nor characteristics, thus he would know that although he engages in and practices all virtues, there is nothing to be practiced or engaged in. Although all forms and characteristics, as well as all aggregates, elements, and sense sources arise, there is nothing to be perceived. Having gained such a truthful view, the bodhisattva should further observe the elegant and magnificent appearances. Lord of Nagas, how should one observe the elegant and magnificent appearances? One should observe the body of the Tathagata. The body of the Tathagata is born from hundreds of thousands of nayutas of merit. How beautifully is such a form adorned! How can one develop reverence and faith in such a form? With the form of the Tathagata, one surely has no wish for the immortality of devas and human beings. One surely has no wish for the assembly of tens of hundreds of thousands of Paranirmita Vasa Vartan Devas or Mahabrahma Devas. The conviction will be generated by attentively and reverently observing the most wondrous form of the Tathagata without any distraction. One will know that the body of the Tathagata, adorned with marks, perfectly complete and splendorous, is the result of collective virtues. Lord of Nagas, your abiding palace, with all of its marvelous adornments, also arises from a great amount of merit. All the adornments of Chakra, Brahma, and the guardians of the worlds, and those of the gods, Nagas, Yakshas, Gandharvas, Asuras, Garudas, Kimnaras, Maharagas, humans and non-humans, likewise arise from merit. Lord of Nagas, there are all sorts of beings within this great ocean. Some are large, some are small, and most of them are ugly. All of those bodies are illusorily manifested by the diversity of the mind. Lord of Nagas, because of this, it is said that everything is the fruition of physical, verbal, and mental karma. Lord of Nagas, such fruitions are caused by karma and determined by karma. Lord of Nagas, you should awaken the wisdom of your fellow beings so that their conduct and practices are in accordance with virtues, and they do not engage in or dwell in wrong views, and they will realize that wrong views are not the ultimate truth. Having such awareness, all beings will come to rely on you as a teacher and make offerings to you. Devas and human beings will also generate faith in you and make offerings to you. Lord of Nagas, there is one method that severs for all beings all the paths that lead to the lower realms. What is that one method? It is to contemplate the virtuous qualities. How to contemplate virtuous qualities? It is to reflect on oneself. Throughout the day and night, as I walk, abide, sit, and sleep, all my thoughts and mental states are full of faults. By repeating and contemplating in this way, one's four departments will be prevented from all non-virtues.
Having abandoned non-virtues and becoming endowed with virtues, such beings will accompany their fellows who engage in the same virtues to attain not only the fruition of noble hearers, solitary Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, but unexcelled and perfect enlightenment as well. Lord of Nagas, what are those virtuous qualities? I hereby explain. They are the 10 virtuous actions, which can be said to be the roots and foundations of all virtuous things. They are the roots and foundations of taking birth in the human and deva realms. They are the roots and foundations of all the mundane and supramundane virtues. They are the roots and foundations of the awakening of the noble hearers, solitary Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas. They are the roots and foundations of the unexcelled and perfect awakening. What are these roots and foundations? Speaking of the paths of the 10 virtues, if one is able to forsake the following: killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, meaningless talk, harsh words, divisive talk, covetousness, malevolence, and wrong views, one's abandonment of these constitutes the path of the 10 virtues. They are the roots and foundations for both mundane and supramundane excellence. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken killing will obtain 10 noble qualities. Here, Pudgala simply means a person or the entity that reincarnates as an individual or a person. From Khenpo Sodarge's commentary. What are these 10 qualities? They will attain they will attain the generosity of fearlessness. They will regard all beings with love. They will uphold right conduct without generating any negative thoughts toward all beings. They will attain the comfort of having less disease. They will attain longevity. They will be guarded and protected by various non-humans. They will sleep happily and awaken happily. They will be safeguarded by noble beings without any weariness, and be free from frustrations and agony arising from negative karma even when asleep. They will have no fear of the lower realms. They will be born in the Deva realm after having died. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken killing will obtain those 10 noble qualities. If they follow the path of the Bodhisattva and abide in virtuous mind, their roots of virtue will mature into unexcelled and perfect enlightenment. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken stealing will obtain 10 qualities of adherence. What are these 10 qualities? They will have great wealth, and that wealth will not be taken by kings, fire, water, thieves, or enemies. They will attract a great retinue that is kind, obedient, and complacent. They will be well liked by others and not subjected to afflictions. Whatever they say will be credible and trustworthy. They will amass boundless treasures. They will be praised by people in every direction, and they will have no fear wherever they go. They will receive a good reputation and be praised for their wisdom. They will obtain beauty, power, longevity, eloquence, and happiness. They will not discriminate against close or non-close ones, nor will they generate any harmful intents towards them. After death, they will be born in the Deva realm. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken stealing will obtain those 10 qualities of adherence. By such virtuous roots, they will be able to realize all Buddha Dharma and attain unexcelled and perfect enlightenment. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken sexual misconduct will obtain 4 virtuous qualities of wisdom. What are these 4 qualities? They will have restraint of the senses. They will part from distractions. They will be praised by the whole world. They will be surrounded by an entourage of countless beings. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken sexual misconduct will obtain those 4 virtuous qualities of wisdom. By such virtuous roots, they will achieve the unexcelled and perfect enlightenment, and also their male organ will be withdrawn, which is a mark of a great being. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken lying will obtain 8 noble qualities in the Deva and human realms. What are these 8 qualities? They will have a clean and pure mouth with the scent of a blue lotus. They will acquire the right view of the world. They will be beloved by gods and humans. They will attain purification in body, speech, and mind, and also enable all beings whom they intend to influence to abide in the purity of the body, speech, and mind. Their purification will make everyone rejoice. Their speech will be truthful and credible. They will be endowed with remarkable eloquence, and all their words will possess expedient means. They will be free from all faults in the Deva and human realms. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken lying will obtain those 8 noble qualities in the Deva and human realms. By such virtuous roots, their verbal karma will be purified. They will act with.
They will act with honesty and right conduct and attain unexcelled and perfect enlightenment. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken meaningless talk will obtain 3 complete certainties. What are these 3? They will certainly be appreciated by those who have a comprehensive understanding of all phenomena. They will certainly reach the truth and attain wisdom. They will certainly become the teachers of gods and humans, and be trusted and appreciated by gods and humans. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken meaningless talk will obtain those 3 complete certainties. If they dedicate these roots of virtue towards Bodhi, they will be prophesied by all Tathagatas to attain unexcelled and perfect enlightenment. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken harsh words will obtain 8 purities of speech. What are these 8? They are truthful speech, pleasant speech, reasonable speech, gentle speech, speech away from miscomprehension, speech that pleases many beings, kind speech, and meaningful and beneficial speech. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken harsh words will obtain those 8 purities of speech. If they dedicate these roots of virtue toward Bodhi, they will attain unexcelled and perfect enlightenment, and will also be endowed with the utmost pure voices that resound like Brahma's speech. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken divisive talk will obtain 5 incorruptible qualities. What are these 5 incorruptible qualities? They will obtain indestructible bodies because they have parted from the adversity of being horrified by others. They will obtain an unswerving retinue because their retinue will not become the subject of another's greed. They will obtain unwavering faith because they trust that karma bears fruit. Their Dharma practice will be undestroyed because they have accomplished the fruition of the practice. They will obtain unshakable friendship because they always receive loving speech from their spiritual friends. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken divisive talk will obtain those 5 incorruptible qualities. If they dedicate these roots of virtue towards Bodhi, they will obtain unexcelled and perfect enlightenment, and no Tirtikas, teachers of incorrect views, or Maras can cause any damage to them. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken malevolence will obtain 8 noble qualities. What are these 8? Their minds will be free from covetousness. Their minds will be free from the intent of killing. Their minds will be free from jealousy. They will be inclined to be born in noble families and be respected by noble beings. Their minds will be fulfilled with loving kindness. They will benefit all sentient beings through virtuous acts. They will obtain dignified and elegant physical attributes and be respected by many people. They will obtain rebirth in the Brahma realm. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken malevolence will obtain those 8 those 8 noble qualities. If they dedicate these roots of virtue towards Bodhi, without ever regressing on the path, they will attain the unexcelled and perfect enlightenment. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken covetousness will gain the fulfillment of 5 supreme wishes. What are these 5? Their trainings of body, speech, and mind will not regress, and their sensory faculties will not be malformed. They will obtain vast and immense wealth, and their enemies will be subdued. They will obtain vast and immense merit. They will receive the supreme offerings from devas and humans. They will obtain vast and immense qualities. For all kinds of supreme enjoyment, whatever they desire will be completely satisfied. If they wish for wealth and make hundreds of thousands of supreme wishes, all these wishes will be perfectly fulfilled. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken covetousness will gain the fulfillment of these 5 supreme wishes. If they dedicate these roots of virtue toward Bodhi, they will attain the unexcelled and perfect enlightenment and be revered by the 3 worlds. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken wrong views will obtain 10 excellent qualities. What are these 10? Their minds will become virtuous and peaceful, and they will be accompanied by virtuous friends who firmly believe in the karmic principle. They will not commit evil deeds even at the cost of their lives. They will soon reach the stage of noble sages. They will possess the wholesome quality of not being confused by anything. Their conduct will be concordant with those of devas and humans, and they will not fall into the realm of animals and the realm of the Lord of Death. They will follow the noble path and obtain the utmost merit. They will part from all evil views. They will part from the belief in the transitory collection.
They will gain the insight that all evils are empty by nature. They will not lack any right conduct in the human and deva realms. Lord of Nagas, those Pudgalas who have forsaken wrong views will obtain those 10 excellent qualities. If they dedicate these roots of virtue toward Bodhi, they will realize all Buddha Dharma swiftly and attain the unexcelled and perfect enlightenment. Lord of Nagas, once again, if we contemplate the practice of the 10 non-virtues, those who have engaged in them even to the slightest extent will most likely fall into the realms of hell, hungry ghosts, and animals. Lord of Nagas, those sentient beings who have engaged in killing will be led to the hell realm, to the animal realm, or to the realm of the Lord of Death. Later, when they are born in the human realm, due to the remaining karmic effect, they will experience 2 consequences. Firstly, their lives will be shortened, and secondly, they will be gravely afflicted. Those who engage in stealing will be led to the hell realm, to the animal realm, or to the realm of the Lord of Death. Later, when they are born in the human realm, due to the remaining karmic effect, they will experience 2 consequences. Firstly, they will stay poor and lowly, and secondly, they will be unable to gain wealth from others. Those who engage in sexual misconduct will be led to the hell realm, to the animal realm, or to the realm of the Lord of Death. Later, when they are born in the human realm, due to the remaining karmic effect, they will experience 2 consequences. Firstly, they will become ignorant, and secondly, their wives will not be chaste and righteous. Those who engage in lying will be led to the hell realm, to the animal realm, or to the realm of the Lord of Death. Later, when they are born in the human realm, due to the remaining karmic effect, they will experience 2 consequences. Firstly, their speech will not be honest, and secondly, they will not be trusted by others. Those who engage in meaningless talk will be led to the hell realm, to the animal realm, or to the realm of the Lord of Death. Later, when they are born in the human realm, due to the remaining karmic effect, they will experience two consequences. Firstly, their speech will be unreal, and secondly, their speech will be unreliable. Those who engage in harsh words will be led to the hell realm, to the animal realm, or to the realm of the Lord of Death. Later, when they are born in the human realm, due to the remaining karmic effect, they will experience two consequences. Firstly, their words will provoke conflicts, and secondly, their words will not be valued by the listeners. Those who engage in divisive talk will be led to the hell realm, to the animal realm, or to the realm of the Lord of Death. Later, when they are born in the human realm, due to the remaining karmic effect, they will experience two consequences. Firstly, they will attract inferior retinues, and secondly, they will experience separation from their family members. Those who engage in malevolence will be led to the hell realm, to the animal realm, or to the realm of the Lord of Death. Later, when they are born in the human realm, due to the remaining karmic effect, they will experience two consequences. Firstly, they will be unable to benefit others, and secondly, they will be often harmed by others. Those who engage in covetousness will be led to the hell realm, to the animal realm, or to the realm of the Lord of Death. Later, when they are born in the human realm, due to the remaining karmic effect, they will experience two consequences. Firstly, they will be often displeased, and secondly, they will be seldom satisfied. Those who uphold wrong views who will be led to the hell realm, to the animal realm, or to the realm of the Lord of Death. Later, when they are born in the human realm, due to the remaining karmic effect, they will experience two consequences. Firstly, they will be occupied by wrong views, and secondly, they will become indolent. Lord of Nagas, if one performs these 10 non-virtues, it is certain one will experience the aforementioned effects. An immeasurably great mass of suffering will be waiting for him. Lord of Nagas, if bodhisattvas have forsaken killing and engaged in bodhisattva activity, due to the practice of generosity, they will have great wealth, longevity, and boundless merit. They will be free from any fear of being harmed by others. Lord of Nagas, if bodhisattvas have forsaken stealing and engaged in bodhisattva activity, due to the practice of generosity, they will obtain great wealth and boundless merit. They will not be stingy with any of their possessions, and they will accomplish the profound wisdom and realize the supreme teaching expounded by all Buddhas. Lord of Nagas, if bodhisattvas have forsaken sexual misconduct and engaged in bodhisattva activity, due to the practice of generosity, they will obtain great wealth and boundless merit. They will have virtuous followers, and their parents, spouses, and children will be free from hostile thoughts.
Lord of Nagas, if bodhisattvas have forsaken lying and engaged in bodhisattva activity, due to the practice of generosity, they will obtain great wealth and boundless merit. All their words will be kind and gentle, and all their sincere aspirations will be affirmed without degeneration. Lord of Nagas, if bodhisattvas have forsaken meaningless talk and engaged in bodhisattva activity, due to the practice of generosity, they will obtain great wealth and boundless merit. Their words will be truthful and taken confidently by listeners. Whatever they say will be able to cut through all doubts. Lord of Nagas, if bodhisattvas have forsaken harsh words and engaged in bodhisattva activity, due to the practice of generosity, they will obtain great wealth and boundless merit. Their words will be well accepted and not neglected by listeners, and whatever they say in public will be free from faults. Lord of Nagas, if bodhisattvas have forsaken divisive talk and engaged in bodhisattva activity, due to the practice of generosity, they will obtain great wealth and boundless merit. They will treat all their followers with an impartial mind and love them equally. There will be no separation among them and their followers. Lord of Nagas, if bodhisattvas have forsaken malevolence and engaged in bodhisattva activity, due to the practice of generosity, they will obtain great wealth and boundless merit. They will obtain a beautiful and dignified appearance and all the sensory faculties intact and functional, with all the sensory faculties intact and functional. Those who see them will be pleased without any feelings of boredom. Lord of Nagas, if bodhisattvas have forsaken covetousness and engaged in bodhisattva activity, due to the practice of generosity, they will obtain great wealth and boundless merit. When they are confronted by enemies, they will not give rise to hatred. When they listen to the Dharma, they will generate profound faith. Lord of Nagas, if bodhisattvas have forsaken wrong views and engaged in bodhisattva activity, due to the practice of generosity, they will obtain great wealth and boundless merit. They will uphold the right views in the three jewels without any laziness and degeneration. They will always stay close to the Buddha, listen to the wondrous Dharma, and make offerings to the Sangha. They will always teach and influence sentient beings and guide them to generate the mind of bodhicitta. Lord of Nagas, if bodhisattvas practice the 10 virtues and engaged in bodhisattva activity with the adornment of generosity, their karmic results will be perfect and wholesome, and they will obtain great wealth. With the adornment of discipline, their karmic results will be perfect and wholesome. They will acquire the Dharma in its entirety, and all their wishes will be fulfilled. With the adornment of patience, their karmic results will be perfect and wholesome. They will attain the Bodhi of the Buddha with the 32 major marks and 80 minor marks, as well as the Brahma-like voice. With the adornment of diligence, their karmic results will be perfect and wholesome. They will be able to subjugate Maras and Tirtikas and liberate them with Buddha Dharma. With the adornment of concentration, their karmic results will be perfect and wholesome. Their mindfulness will be purified, and they will possess all the conducts of the Dharma. With the adornment of wisdom, their karmic results will be perfect and wholesome. They will eradicate all wrong views. With the adornment of loving kindness, their karmic results will be perfect and wholesome, and they will help sentient beings to overcome all subtle afflictions. With the adornment of compassion, their karmic results will be perfect and wholesome, and they will not tire of or abandon any sentient being. With the adornment of joy, their karmic results will be perfect and wholesome, and they will obtain the one-pointed concentration without distraction. With the adornment of equanimity, their karmic results will be perfect and wholesome, and they will eliminate all subtle afflictions. Lord of Nagas, with the adornment of the 4 ways of attraction, their karmic results will be perfect and wholesome. They will teach and guide sentient beings in accordance with their capacities and willingness. With the adornment of the four applications of mindfulness, they will acquire a thorough understanding of the body, feelings, mind, and phenomena. With the adornment of the 4 genuine restraints, they will abandon all non-virtues and perfect all virtues. With the adornment of the 4 bases of miraculous powers, their body and mind will be light. With the adornment of the 5 powers, their faith will be irreversible. Their mind will not be deluded. They will understand all the karmic causes and eliminate all their afflictions. With the adornment of the 5 strengths, they will be free from ignorance and stupidity, and never experience deprivation and related defects. With the adornment of the 7 elements for enlightenment, they will realize the true reality of all phenomena.
With the adornment of the Noble Eightfold Path, true wisdom will be obtained. With the adornment of shamatha, they will eradicate all afflictions. With the adornment of vipassana, they will realize the wisdom of comprehending all phenomena exactly as they are. With the adornment of the right path, they will comprehend all skillful means of the compounded and the uncompounded phenomena. Lord of Nagas, I've briefly explained the 10 virtues with the aforementioned adornments. In short, the 10 powers, the 4 types of fearlessness, the 18 unique qualities up to all the qualities of a Buddha will be perfected in their entirety. Lord of Nagas, the vast and expansive explanations on the adornments of the paths of the 10 virtues you must strive to learn and practice. Lord of Nagas, take the earth as an analogy. The earth is the foundation for all things established on the ground, such as the human habitats of countries, cities, towns, villages, as well as woods, herbs, grass, and so forth. All activities originate from seeds, and seeds are constituted by the 4 primary elements. Like sowing a seed of grain which sprouts and ripens, all activities rely on the earth. Lord of Nagas, the paths of 10 virtues are the basis for all the wondrous merits in the human and deva realms. They are the basis for the conditioned and the unconditioned fruition of wisdom. They are the basis for the awakening of Shravakas, Pratyeka Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas. They are the basis for the unexcelled and perfect enlightenment of Buddhas. They are also the basis for all the qualities of Buddhas. Lord of Nagas, on what I've expounded, you should generate conviction with the right understanding. At that time, the Naga king Sagara, together with the whole assembly, including all bodhisattvas and mahasattvas, all Shravakas, Devas, humans, asuras, Gandharvas, and so on, received the Buddha's teaching and put it into practice with great joy.
So now we'll start with the next 2 sutras for this session. Oh yeah, here we are. Oh yeah, they're on the same. So let's start over with doing 5 pages at a time. You want to just take the first 5 pages from this one, Elizabeth, and keep going? I'll resize this so that it fits on the page. Let's see. Oh, wait a second. Here we go.
Lotus Sutra, Chapter 24, Bodhisattva Myozon, Wonderful Sound. At that time, Shakyamuni Buddha emitted a beam of bright light from the knob of flesh on the top of his head, one of the features of a great man, and also emitted a beam of light from the tuft of white hair between his eyebrows, illuminating the Buddha worlds in the eastern direction equal in number to the sands of 180,000 million Nayudas of Ganges. Beyond these numerous worlds was a world called Adorned with Pure Light. In this realm there was a Buddha named Pure Flower, Constellation, King, Wisdom, thus come one, worthy of offerings of right and universal knowledge, perfect clarity and conduct, well gone, understanding the world, unexcelled worthy, trainer of people, teacher of heavenly and human beings, Buddha, world-honored one. An immeasurably and boundlessly great multitude of bodhisattvas surrounded him and paid reverence, and for these he preached the law. The beam of bright light from the white tuft of Shakyamuni Buddha in our Saha world illuminated the whole land, that is, the world called adorned with pure light. At that time, in the land adorned with pure light, there was a bodhisattva named Wonderful Sound, who long ago had planted numerous roots of virtue, offering alms to and waiting upon immeasurable hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, millions of Buddhas. He had succeeded in acquiring all kinds of profound wisdom, gaining the samadhi of the wonderful banner mark, the Dharma flower samadhi, the pure virtue samadhi, the samadhi of the constellation king's play, the conditionless samadhi, the seal of wisdom samadhi, the samadhi that allows one to understand the words of all living beings. He also gained the samadhi that gathers together all benefits, the pure samadhi, the samadhi of the play of transcendental powers, the wisdom torch samadhi, the adorned king samadhi, the pure light glow samadhi, the pure storehouse samadhi, the unshared samadhi, and the samadhi of the sun's revolving. He has gained all these great samadhis equal in number to the sands of 100, 1,000, 10,000, a million Ganges. When the light emitted by Shakyamuni Buddha illuminated the body of the Bodhisattva Wonderful Sound, Myozan, he immediately spoke to the Buddha Pure Flower Constellation King Wisdom, saying, World-honored one, I must journey to the Saha world to do obeisance, wait on and offer alms to Shakyamuni Buddha, and to see Bodhisattva Manjushri, Prince of the Dharma, Bodhisattva Medicine King, Bodhisattva Brave Donor, Bodhisattva Constellation King Flower, Bodhisattva Superior Practices Intent, Bodhisattva Adorned King, and Bodhisattva Medicine Superior. At that time, the Buddha Pure Flower Constellation King Wisdom said to Bodhisattva Wonderful Sound, You must not look with contempt on the land or come to think of it as a means and inferior. Good man, that Saha world is uneven, high in places, low in others, and full of dirt, stones, mountains, foulness, and impurity. The Buddha is puny in stature, and the numerous bodhisattvas are likewise small in form, whereas your body is 42,000 yojanas in height, and mine is 6,800,000 yojanas. Your body is foremost in shapeliness, with hundreds, thousands, 10,000s of blessings, and a radiance that is particularly wonderful. Therefore, when you journey there, you must not look with contempt on that land or come to think of the Buddha and Bodhisattvas, or the land itself, as mean and inferior. Bodhisattva Wonderful Sound said to the Buddha, World-honored one, my journey now to the Saha world is in all respects due to the power of the Thus Come One, a display, Lalita, carried out by the Thus Come One's transcendental powers, an adornment to the Thus Come One's blessings and wisdom. Thereupon the Bodhisattva Wonderful Sound, without raising from his seat or swaying his body, entered into the samadhi, and through the power of the samadhi, in a place not far removed from the Dharma seat on Mount Grida Kuta, Vulture Peak, created a jeweled mass of 48,000 lotus blossoms.
Their stems were made of jambu nada gold. Their leaves were silver, their stamens of diamond, and their calyxes of kimshuka jewels. At that time, the Dharma Prince Manjushri, spying the lotus flowers, spoke to the Buddha, saying, World-honored one, what causes have brought about the appearance of this auspicious sign? There are many 10,000s of lotus blossoms, their stems made of jambunada gold, their stamens of diamond, and their calyxes of Kimshuka jewels. At that time, Shakyamuni Buddha said to Manjushri, "This Bodhisattva and Mahasattva, wonderful sound, wishes to leave the land of the Buddha Pure Flower Constellation King Wisdom and, surrounded by 84,000 bodhisattvas, to come to this Saha world to offer alms, wait on and pay obeisance to me. He also wishes to offer alms to and hear the Lotus Sutra." Manjushri said to the Buddha, "World-honored one, what good roots has this bodhisattva planted? What benefits has he cultivated, that he can exercise such great transcendental powers as this? What samadhi does he carry out? I beg you to explain for us the name of this samadhi, for we too would like to apply ourselves diligently to its practice. If we carry out this samadhi, then we will be able to observe the aspect and size of this bodhisattva and his bearing and conduct. We beg the world-honored one to employ his transcendental powers to bring this bodhisattva here and enable us to see him." At that time, Shakyamuni Buddha said to Manjushri, "Many treasures thus come one," the other Buddha who was also present when Shakyamuni Buddha was teaching the Lotus Sutra on Vulture Peak, "who entered extinction so long ago, will manifest his form to you." Then the Buddha, Many Treasures, said to the Bodhisattva Wonderful Sound, "Come, good man, the Dharma Prince Manjushri wishes to see your body." With that, Bodhisattva Wonderful Sound vanished from his own land and, accompanied by 84,000 bodhisattvas, appeared here in this Saha world. The lands that he passed through on his way quaked and trembled in 6 different ways, and in all of them 7 jeweled lotus flowers rained down, and instruments of hundreds and thousands of the musicians sounded of themselves without having been struck. The bodhisattva's eyes were as big and broad as the leaves of the blue lotus, and 100,000, 10,000 moons put together could not surpass the perfection of his face. His body was pure gold in color, adorned with immeasurable hundreds and thousands of blessings. His dignity and virtue were splendid. His light shone brightly. His light shone brightly. He was endowed with many special marks and as stalwart in body as Narayana. Taking his place on the dais made of 7 treasures, he had risen up into the air until he was raised above the earth the height of 7 tala trees. Then, with a host of bodhisattvas surrounding him and paying reverence, he had journeyed to Mount Grindakuta in this Saha world. When he arrived there, he descended from the dais of 7 treasures. Bearing a necklace worth hundreds and thousands, he proceeded to the place where Shakyamuni Buddha was, bowed his head to the ground, made obeisance to the Buddha's feet, and presented the necklace, addressing the Buddha in these words: "World-honored one, the Buddha Pure Flower Constellation King Wisdom wishes to inquire about the world-honored one. Are your illnesses few? Are your worries few? Can you come and go easily and conveniently? Can you move about in comfort? Are the 4 elements properly harmonized in you? Can you endure the world's affairs? Are the living beings easy to the rescue? Are they not excessive in their greed, anger, stupidity, jealousy, stinginess, and arrogance? Are they not lacking in filial conduct toward their parents? Are they not disrespectful toward shramanas and given to heterodox views and other evil? Do they not fail to control their 5 emotions? World-honored one, are the living beings able to conquer and overcome the enmity of the devils? Has Many Treasures thus come one, who entered extinction so long ago, come in his stupa of 7 treasures to listen to the law? The Buddha also wishes to inquire about Many Treasures thus come one, whether he was tranquil and at ease, with few worries, patient and long abiding." Okay, so we'll stop here, take a 10-minute break, and then come back and finish. see.
Is it my turn or yours? I can't hear you.
Sorry. Patient with few. I think I just finished. I'm pretty sure it was me.
Okay. World Honored One, I would like to see the body of the Buddha many treasures. I beg the World Honored One to allow me to see him. At the time Shakyamuni Buddha said to many treasures Buddha, this Bodhisattva, wonderful sound, wishes to see you. Then many treasures Buddha addressed wonderful sound, saying, excellent, excellent. You have come here in order to be able to offer alms to a Shakyamuni Buddha and to listen to the Lotus Sutra and see Manjushri and the others. At that time, the Bodhisattva Flower Virtue said to the Buddha World Honored One, this Bodhisattva wonderful sound, what good roots has he planted? What benefits has he cultivated and that he possesses these supernatural powers? The Buddha replied to Bodhisattva Flower Virtue, in ages past there was a Buddha named Cloud Thunder King, Tathagata, Arhat, Samyak Sambuddha. His land was called Manifesting All Worlds, and his kalpa was called Gladly Seen. For 12,000 years, the Bodhisattva Wonderful Sound employed 100,000 types of musical instruments to provide an offering to the Buddha Cloud Thunder Sound King, and he also presented to him 84,000 alms bowls made of the 7 treasures. In recompense for these actions, he has now been born in the land of the Buddha Pure Flower Constellation King Wisdom and possesses these supernatural powers. Flower Virtue, what is your opinion? The Bodhisattva Wonderful Sound, who at that time made musical offerings to the Buddha Cloud Thunder Sound King and presented him with jeweled vessels, was he someone unknown to you? In fact, he is none other than the Bodhisattva and Mahasattva Wonderful Sound who is here now. Flower Virtue, this Bodhisattva Wonderful Sound has already made offerings to and waited on an immeasurable number of Buddhas. Long ago, he planted the roots of virtue and encountered hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, millions of Nayutas of Buddhas equal in number to the sands of the Ganges. Flower Virtue, you see only the Buddha of the body of Bodhisattva Wonderful Sound, which is here. But this Bodhisattva manifests himself in various different bodies and preaches this sutra for the sake of living beings in various different places. At times, he appears as King Brahma, at times as Lord Chakra, at times as the heavenly being Freedom, at times as a great general of heaven, at times as the heavenly king Vaishravana, at times as a wheel-turning sage king, at times as one of the petty kings. He also appears at times as a rich man, at times as a householder, at times as a chief minister, at times as a Brahmin, at times as a monk, a nun, a layman believer, or a laywoman believer, at times as the wife of a rich man or a householder, at times as a wife of chief minister, at times as a wife of a Brahmin, at times as a young boy or a young girl, at times as a heavenly being, a dragon, a yaksha, a gandharva, an asura, a garuda, a kimnara, a mahoraga, a human or a non-human being. So preaches this sutra. The hell dwellers, hungry spirits, beasts, and the numerous others who are in difficult circumstances are thus able to be saved, and for the sake of those who are in women's quarters of the royal palace, he changes himself into a woman's form and preaches this sutra. Flower virtue, this Bodhisattva, wonderful sound, can save and protect the various living beings of the Saha world. This Bodhisattva, wonderful sound, performs various transformations, manifesting himself in different forms in this Saha land, and preaches this sutra for the sake of living beings, and yet his transcendental powers, his transformations, and his wisdom suffer no injury or diminution thereby. This Bodhisattva employs various types of wisdom to illuminate the Saha world, causing each one among all the living beings to acquire the appropriate understanding, and does the same in all the other worlds of the 10 directions, which are numerous as Ganges sands. If the form of a voice-hearer is what is needed to bring salvation, he manifests himself in the form of a voice-hearer and proceeds to preach the law. If the form of a Pratyeka Buddha will bring salvation, he manifests himself in the form of a Pratyeka Buddha and preaches the law. If the form of a Bodhisattva will bring salvation, he manifests as a Bodhisattva form and preaches the law.
If the form of a Buddha will bring salvation, he immediately manifests a Buddha form and preaches the law. Thus he manifests himself in various different forms, depending upon what is appropriate for salvation. And if it is appropriate to entering extinction in order to bring salvation, he manifests himself as entering extinction. Flower virtue, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva wonderful sound, has acquired great transcendental powers and the power of wisdom that enable him to do all this. At that time, the Bodhisattva flower virtue said to the Buddha, "World-honored one, this Bodhisattva wonderful sound has planted the roots of goodness very deeply. World-honored one, what samadhi does this Bodhisattva dwell in that he is able to carry out all these transformations and manifestations to save living beings?" The Buddha said to Bodhisattva flower virtue, "Good man, this samadhi is called manifesting all kinds of bodies. The Bodhisattva wonderful sound dwelling in this samadhi is able in this manner to enrich and benefit immeasurable living beings." When the Buddha preached this chapter on Bodhisattva wonderful sound, the 84,000 persons who had come with Bodhisattva wonderful sound all acquired the samadhi, enabling them to manifest all kinds of bodies. And the immeasurable bodhisattvas of this Saha world also acquired this samadhi and dharani. At that time, the Bodhisattva and Mahasattva wonderful sound, having finished offering alms to Shakyamuni Buddha and to the stupa of many treasures Buddha, returned to his original land. The lands that he passed through on his way quaked and trembled in 6 different ways. Jeweled lotus flowers rained down, and hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, millions of different kinds of music played. After he had arrived in his original land and was surrounded by his 84,000 bodhisattvas, he proceeded to the palace of the Buddha Pure Flower Constellation King Wisdom, and addressed the Buddha, saying, "World-honored one, I have visited the Saha world, enriched and benefited the living beings, saw Shakyamuni Buddha and the stupa of many treasured Buddha, and offered obeisance and alms to them. I also saw Bodhisattva Manjushri, Prince of the Dharma, as well as Bodhisattva Medicine King, Bodhisattva Gaining Diligent Exertion Power, Bodhisattva Brave Donor, and others. And I made it possible for these 84,000 bodhisattvas to gain the samadhi, enabling them to manifest all kinds of bodies. When the Buddha preached this chapter on the comings and goings of Bodhisattva Wonderful Sound, 42,000 sons of gods gained the truth of the birthlessness of all phenomena, and Bodhisattva Flower Virtue gained the Dharma Flower Samadhi. Chapter 27 of the Lotus Sutra, The Former Affairs of King Wondrous Splendor. At that time, the Buddha addressed the great assembly, saying, "In an age long ago, an immeasurable, boundless, inconceivable number of asamkhya kalpas in the past, there was a Buddha named Cloud, Thunder, Sound, Constellation, King, Flower, Wisdom, Tathagata, Arhat, Samyak Sambuddha. His land was named Light, Bright Adornment, and his kalpa was named Gladly Seen. In the midst of this Buddha's law, there was a king named Wonderful Adornment. This king's consort was named Pure Virtue, and he had 2 sons, one named Pure Storehouse, and the other named Pure Eye. These 2 sons possessed great supernatural powers, merit, virtue, wisdom, and for a long time they had been practicing the way appropriate to a bodhisattva.
These 2 sons had been carrying out the Dana Paramita, Shila Paramita, Kshanti Paramita, Virya Paramita, Jnana Paramita, Prajna Paramita, the Paramita of expedient means, pity, compassion, joy, and indifference, as well as the 37 aids to the way. All of these had thoroughly understood and mastered. In addition, they had gained the samadhis of the Bodhisattva, namely the pure samadhi, sun, star, and constellation samadhi, pure light samadhi, pure color samadhi, pure illumination samadhi, long adornment samadhi, and great dignity and virtue storehouse samadhi, and had thoroughly mastered all these samadhis. At that time, that Buddha, wishing to attract and guide King Wonderful Adornment, and because he thought with compassion of living beings, preached the Lotus Sutra. The king's 2 sons, Pure Storehouse and Pure Eye, went to where their mother was, pressed their palms and the nails of their 10 fingers together, and said to her, "We beg our mother to go and visit the place where the Buddha Cloud, Thunder, Sound, Constellation, King, Flower, Wisdom is. We too will attend him, drawing near to the Buddha and offering alms and obeisance." Why? Because this Buddha is preaching the Lotus Sutra in the midst of all the multitude of heavenly and human beings, and it is right that we should listen and accept it. The mother announced to her sons, "Your father puts his faith in non-Buddhist doctrines and is deeply attached to the Brahmanical law. You should go to your father, tell him about this, and persuade him to go with you." Pure Storehouse and Pure Eye pressed their palms and 10 fingernails together and said to their mother, "We are sons of the Dharma King, and yet we have been born into this family of incorrect views." The mother said to her sons, "You are right to think with concern about your father. You should manifest some supernatural wonder for him. When he sees that, his mind will surely be cleansed and purified, and he will permit us to go to where the Buddha is." The 2 sons, being concerned about their father, leaped up into the air to the height of 7 tala trees, and there performed various types of supernatural wonders, walking, standing, sitting, and lying down in mid-air, making water come out of the upper part of their bodies, making fire come out of the lower part of their bodies, making water come out of the lower part of their bodies, making fire come at the upper part of their bodies. They also manifested huge bodies that filled the sky and then made themselves small again. After becoming small, they made themselves big again. They disappeared in the midst of the sky and then suddenly appeared on the ground. They sank into the ground as though it were water. They walked on the water as though it were land. They manifested these various types of supernatural wonders in order to cause the mind of their royal father to become pure and to make him believe and understand. At that time, when the father saw his sons displaying supernatural powers of this kind, His mind was filled with great delight, as he had never known before, and he pressed his palms together, faced his sons, and said, "Who is your teacher? Whose disciples are you?" The two sons replied, "Great King, the Buddha, Cloud, Thunder, Sound, Constellation, King, Flower, Wisdom, is at present sitting in the Dharma seat under the seven-jeweled Bodhi tree and amid the multitudes of heavenly and human beings of all the worlds, is broadly expounding the Lotus Sutra. This is our teacher, and we are his disciples." The father said to his sons, "I would like to go now and see your teacher. You can go with me." With this, the two sons descended from the air, proceeded to where their mother was, pressed their palms together, and said to their mother, "Our royal father has now come to believe and understand. He is fully capable of conceiving a desire for Anuttara Samyak Sambudhi. We have finished doing the Buddha's work for the sake of our father."
We beg that our mother will permit us to go to the place where the Buddha is, to leave the household life and to practice the way. At that time, the two sons, wishing to state their meaning once more, spoke in verse form, saying to their mother, "We beg our mother to permit us to leave the household and become Shramanas. The Buddhas are very hard to encounter. We will follow this Buddha and learn from him. Rare as is the Udumbara flower, rarer is it to encounter a Buddha. And escaping from difficulties is also difficult. We beg you to allow us to leave the household." Their mother then said to them, "I will permit you to leave the household life." Why? Because the Buddha is difficult to encounter. The two sons then addressed their father and mother, saying, "Excellent father and mother, and we beg you in due time to go to the place where the Buddha, Cloud, Thunder, Sound, Constellation, King, Flower, Wisdom is. Attend him in person and offer alms." Why? Because encountering the Buddha is as difficult as encountering the Udumbara flower, or as difficult as it is for a one-eyed turtle to encounter a floating log with a hole in it. We have been blessed with great good fortune from past existences, and so have been born in an age when we can encounter the Buddha's law. For this reason, our father and mother should permit us to leave household life. Why? Because the Buddhas are difficult to encounter, and the proper time is also hard to come upon. At that time, the 84,000 persons in the women's quarters of the King Wonderful Adornment were all capable of accepting and upholding the Lotus Sutra. Bodhisattva Pure Eye had long ago mastered the Dharma Flower Samadhi, and Bodhisattva Pure Storehouse had already, some hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, millions of kalpas in the past, mastered the Samadhi of the escape from the evil realms of existence. This was because he wished to make it possible for all living beings to escape the evil realms. The king's consort had gained the Samadhi of the Buddha's assembly and was capable of understanding the secret storehouse of the Buddhas. Her two sons, as already described, had employed the power of expedient means to improve and transform their father so that he could acquire a mind of faith and understanding and love and delight in the Buddha's law. Thereupon, King Wonderful Adornment, accompanied by his ranks of ministers and his attendants, his queen Pure Virtue, and all the ladies in waiting and attendants of the women's quarters, and the king's two sons and their 42,000 attendants, all at the same time went to where the Buddha was. Arriving there, they bowed their heads to the ground in obeisance to his feet, circled around the Buddha 3 times, and then withdrew and stood to one side. At that time, that Buddha preached the law for the sake of the king, instructing him and bringing him benefit and joy. The king was exceedingly delighted. At that time, King Wonderful Adornment and his queen removed from their necks necklaces of pearls worth hundreds and thousands and scattered them over the Buddha. In mid-air, the necklaces changed into a jeweled dais with 4 pillars. On the dais was a large jeweled couch spread with hundreds, thousands, 10,000s of heavenly robes. Seated cross-legged on them was a Buddha who emitted brilliant light. At that time, King Wonderful Adornment said to himself, "The Buddha's body is rare indeed, extraordinary in dignity and adornment, constituting a form of utmost subtlety and wonder." Then the Buddha Cloud Thunder Sound Constellation King Flower Wisdom spoke to the 4 kinds of believers, saying, "Do you see this King Wonderful Adornment, who stands before me with his palms pressed together? In the midst of my law, this king will become a monk, diligently practicing the law that aids the Buddha way. He will be able to become a Buddha. His name will be Sal Tree King. His land will be called Great Light, and his kalpa will be called Great Lofty King."
This Buddha Sal Tree King will have an immeasurable multitude of bodhisattvas, as well as immeasurable voice hearers. His land will be level and smooth. Such will be his benefits. The king immediately turned his kingdom to his younger brother, and he himself, along with his queen, his 2 sons, and all their attendants, in the midst of the Buddha's law, renounced the household life to practice the way. After the king had left the household life, for the space of 84,000 years, he constantly applied himself with diligence, practicing the Lotus Sutra of the Wonderful Law. When his period had passed, he gained the samadhi of the adornment of all pure benefits. Rising into the air to the height of 7 tala trees, he addressed the Buddha, saying, "World-honored one, these 2 sons of mine have carried out the Buddha's work, employing transcendental powers and transformations to turn my mind away from heresies, enabling me to abide safely in the Buddha's law, and permitting me to see the world-honored one. These 2 sons have been good friends to me. They wish to awaken the good roots from my past existences, and to enrich and benefit me, and for that reason they were born into my household." At that time, the Buddha Cloud Thunder Sound Constellation King Flower Wisdom said to King Wonderful Adornment, "Just so, just so. It is as you have said. If good men and good women have planted good roots, and as a result, in existence after existence have been able to gain good friends, then these good friends can do the Buddha's work, teaching, benefiting, delighting, and enabling them to enter Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi." Great King, you should understand that a good friend, Kalyana Mitra, is the great cause and condition by which one is guided and led, and which enables one to see the Buddha and to conceive the desire for Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Great King, do you see these 2 sons? These 2 sons have already offered alms to Buddhas equal in number to the sands of 6,500,000, 10,000 million Nayudas of Ganges, have drawn near to them with reverence, and in the presence of those Buddhas have accepted and upheld the Lotus Sutra, thinking with compassion of living beings who embrace incorrect views and causing them to abide in correct views. King Wonderful Adornment then descended from mid-air and said to the Buddha, "World-honored one, the thus come one is a very rare being. Because of his benefits and wisdom, the knob of flesh on the top of his head illuminates all with bright light. His eyes are long, broad, and dark blue in color. The tuft of hair in between his eyebrows, one of his features, is white as a crystal moon. His teeth are white, even, closely spaced, and constantly have a bright gleam. His lips are red and beautiful as the bimba fruit. I'm King Wonderful Adornment, having praised the Buddha's immeasurable hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, millions of benefits in this manner. In the presence of the thus come one, single-mindedly pressed his palms together and addressed the Buddha once more, saying, World-honored one, such a thing as this has never been known before. The law of the thus come one is fully endowed with inconceivably subtle and wonderful benefits. Where his teachings and precepts are observed, there will be tranquility and good feeling. From this day on, I will not give way to incorrect views or to arrogance, anger, or other evil states of mind. When he had spoken these words, he bowed to the Buddha and departed. The Buddha said to the great assembly, What is your opinion? Is this King Wonderful Adornment someone unknown to you? In fact, he is none other than the present Bodhisattva flower virtue, and his queen pure virtue is Bodhisattva light shining adornment marks, who is now in the Buddha's presence. Out of pity and compassion for King Wonderful Adornment and his attendants, he was born in their midst. The king's sons are the present Bodhisattva Medicine King by Sajja Raja and Medicine Superior by Sajja Samugata.
These bodhisattvas, Medicine King and Medicine Superior, have already succeeded in acquiring great benefits such as these, and in the presence of immeasurable hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, millions of Buddhas, have planted numerous roots of virtue and acquired inconceivably good benefits. If there are persons who are acquainted with the names of these two bodhisattvas, the heavenly and human beings of all the worlds will surely do obeisance to them. When the Buddha preached this chapter on the former affairs of King Wonderful Adornment, 84,000 persons removed themselves from dust and defilement, and with respect to the various phenomena, attained the pure Dharma eye. Okay, so we have time to chant the Thousand Hands and Eye Sutra, so we'll do that to close.
하금일신중 즉현무진신 변제원음대성전 일무술에 옴바으라미 옴바으라미 정부업진원 수리수리 마하수리 수수리 사바하 수리수리 마하수리 수수리 사바하 수리수리 마하수리 수수리 사바하 오방내외 아니지 신지는 나무 삼만다 무타나 나무 사만다 무따나무 옴두루두루 진미사바하 나무 삼만다 무따나무 옴두루두루 진미사바하 개경계 무상심 진미묘법 백천만금난조 아금문견 득수지 원해 오래 진실의 개법장진언 오 마라나 마라다 오 마라나 마라다 오 마라나 마라다 천수천왕관 자제보살 광대원 만무의 대비심 대다라니 개정 대수관음 대비주 원료궁심 상호시엔 전비장음 보지 전왕광명 명관조 진실어 중선미러 무의심 내기비심 송령만족제이고 영사멸제 제제여 전룡중성동자호 백천삼매도는 수지신시광명당 수지심시신통장 세척진로원제 조증보리방편문화금칭송서기에 소원종심지론만 나무대비관세음 원하속지일체법 나무대비관세음 원하조득지혜한 나무대비관세음 원하속도일체중 나무대비관세음 원하조득선방편 나무대비관세음 원하속승반야선 나무대비관세음 원하조득월고해 나무대비관세음 원하속득해정도 나무대비관세음 원하조득원적산 나무대비관세음 원하속해 무의사 나무대비관세음 원하조동법성심 아야양도산 도산자최절 아야양화탕화탕자소멸 아야양지옥 지옥자고갈 아야양아기 아기다포만 아야양수락심자조보 아야양축생자득대지혜 나무관세음보살 마하살 나무대세지보살 마하살 나무전수보살 마하살 나무여의륜보살 마하살 나무대륜보살 마하살 나무관자재보살 마하살 나무정치보살 마하살 나무만월보살 마하살 나무수월보살 마하살 나무군다리보살 마하살 나무십일면보살 마하살 나무제대보살 마하살 나무분사미타불 나무분사미타불 나무분사 다불 신묘장보대다라니 남무라다나다라야야 남마갈 바로기제 세바라야 무지사다바야 마하사다바야 마하가로니가야 옴살바바예 수다라나가라야 다사명 나마카리다바이 마말야 바로기제 세바라 다바니라 간타나마하리나야 마발타 이사미설발타 사다남 수바나예엄 살바부다남 바바마라미 수다감다냐타 오마루게 아루가 마지루가 지가란데헤예 아레 마하무지 사다바 삼마라 삼마라 하리나야 구루구루 갈마사다야 사다야 도로도로 미연제 미연제 다라다라다린 나레 세바라 자라 자라 마라 민마라 암마라 물제예 로게 세바라 나하미 사미 나사야 나베 선미 선미 나사야 무아자라 미사미 나사야 호로 호로 마라 호로 아레바 나바 나바 사라 사라 시리 시리 수로 수로 무자 무자 무다야 무다야 메다리야 니라간타 감마사 늘사남 바라라나야 마낙 사바하 시타야 사바하 마하시타야 사바하 시타유예 세바라야 사바하 니라간타야 사바하 바라하 무카 싱하 무카야 사바하 바라마하타야 사바하 자그라 욕타야 사바하 상카 숨나네 무다나야 사바하 마흐라 구타다라야 사바하 반마사 간타리사 시치다 가린나이나야 사바하 мя그라 절마이바사나야 사바하 남무라다나다라야야 나마을야 바로기제세바라 사바하 일세동방결도량 이세남방득정량 삼세서방무정토 사세북방영안강 도량 정정무아예 삼보철용강차지 아금지 송묘진어 은사자비밀가호 아석수조제야고 기우무시담진치 통신구이지소생 일체야근개참에 나무천재업장고승장불 부강화항화염조불일체양화자재류광불 대구강나사결정불 진이덕불금강경강 수복괴삼불 보강을 전묘운조랑불 완이장만이부족불 무진양 승왕불 사자월불 완이장엄조왕불 제보당만이 승광불 살생중재금일참매토도중재금일참매 사음중재금일참 망호중재금일참매 기여중재금일참매 양설중재금일참 악구중재금일참 참매중재금일참매 진해중재금일참매 참중재금일참매 백급 적집제 일념돈탕진 여와분고초멸진무요여 죄무자성중심지 시명멸시제영망 죄망심멸양무공 시증명이진참매 참매진원옴 설바무자무지사다야 사바하옴 설바무자무지사다야 사바하 옴 설바무자무지사다야 사바하 준재공덕치적정심상송 일체제대난무능침시 전상급인간 수복녀불등 우차여이주정행무등등 나무칠구지 불모대 준재보살 나무칠구지 불모대 준재보살 나무칠구지 불모대 준재보살 정법계진원 옴나무 옴나무신진원 옴지림 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 관세음보살 분신미묘육자 대명화 진원 옴마니감매흠 옴마니감매흠 옴마니 원이 반매움 준재진원 나무사다남 삼맥삼모타 부치남 다냐타 우흠자레 주레 준재사바하 우리몸자레 주레 준재사바하 우리몸자레 주레 준재사바하 우리 마흠지송대준재 즉발부리 왕대원 원하정예 소광명 원하공도 개성치 원하승복 변장어 몽공중생성불도 열애십대 발언문 원하영리 사막도 원하속던 탐진치 원하상문 불법승 원하근수계정에 원하항수제부라 원하불태보리심 원하결정생하량 원하속견아미타 원하분신변진찰 원하광도제중생 발사홍서원 중생무변서원도 번뇌무진서원단 법문무량서원하 굴도무상서원 성자성중생서원도 자성번뇌서원단 자성법문서원하 자성불도서원성 원이바루니 기명내상부 나무상주시방불 나무상주시방법 나무상주시방승 나무상주시방불 나무상주시방법 나무상주시방승 나무상주시방불 나무상주시방법 나무상주 시방승.
The Four Great Vows. Sentient beings are numberless. We vow to save them all. Delusions are endless. We vow to cut through them all. The teachings are infinite. We vow to learn them all. The Buddha way is inconceivable. We vow to attain it. May whatever excellent qualities we have gained from this practice be extended for the benefit of all beings. Thanks, Elizabeth. See you later. Bye.